nuts, bro.
Cause like I got home early as hell yesterday. So like I got home at like
Just hit my tooth with that.
I got home at like 2:30.
This is root beer, by the way. This is not actual alcohol.
Yeah, actually I'm gonna grab a drink too, but so yeah, I got home at like 2:30.
Yeah.
And I ate something, so then like when I was done eating it was 3. Hopped in the bed and didn't wake up till 7:38.
That's crazy. I don't even know. What's the longest you've slept though? Like straight,
Like go to sleep for like
and then wake up the next day, like at a time.
I think like 13 hours.
13?
Yeah.
Bro, mine was probably like 11, 12.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was
It's something
those
crazy like that.
It was those like gaming days, you know, you like dude, I was probably up until
Mine was for sure during COVID.
oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Cuz oh my god, like when we were kicked out of school for the 2 weeks
Yeah.
and I was just on the game, bro. I was just chilling on the game. And I probably didn't go to school go to sleep till 5 or 6 in the morning, bro. That was one of
Damn.
those like late night Minecraft days, bro.
Also, like, it looks like we planned this, but we really didn't. Me and him are wearing the same hoodie.
We're in the same hoodie from when we had Kaiser on, so
Yeah.
shout out Kaiser again. Bro.
Yeah, Kaiser. If you ever need a model, let me know.
Yeah, same. I'm bored, so
I'm bored. I got nothing to do. Besides go to school, work.
oh god. So next week, bro, out in Colorado.
Next week I'm in Texas.
W.
I already so. What's your plans in Colorado? Like, what you guys doing?
Well, I'm flying out there to go see my girlfriend, but
Oh my God, Dylan has a girlfriend.
oh my god, so surprising. All right, fuck you. Anyways, yeah, we have no plans at all. Oh my god, voice
So
crack,
y'all,
but
so y'all are just gonna like go off the dome.
pretty much. That's how like me and her are. We're just like coming out to see you, exciting. All right, when we get there, we'll figure out what we're doing. I mean, dude, like that's how it was when I went out there over Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Because her whole family was there, so we were all out there and we were just like, all right, off the dome, what are we doing? And it ended up being like a very like eventful thing, so I know it won't be anything boring at all. So
Yeah. That sounds fun because like, I remember you sending pictures of like the Topgolf in Colorado.
Yeah, that was last July.
Yeah.
The view from that Topgolf was crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're just like you're golfing, then to my left was the mountains, and the sun was setting.
And the sun was setting
yeah,
right,
bro.
Yeah.
That was a crazy view. So what about you in Texas, man?
Man, I didn't grow up in Texas, but like I lived there for like 2-3 years, and I
like it.
Yeah, it was so cool, and it was like it's completely different than Illinois, just because like in Illinois, like I first was in Bolingbrook before I moved to Texas,
Right.
and when I got there, I'm like, ooh, it's hot, and it's like December, January, and it's like 70 degrees, and I see people in coats.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, it's hot.
And
You
coats?
know? Yeah, bro, and I'm walking around with like shorts on and shit.
That's weird.
So yeah, and then here you see a lot more like birds, geese, especially geese.
Oh yeah.
There it's all like lizards.
Lizards
Like
and
they're like
shit.
this big.
Damn.
Some of them are like this big.
Oh.
I saw a
snap.
snake. Like it wasn't too big, but it was like a legit snake.
Damn.
But yeah, that was like a big thing too. Was that anytime I would walk out the house, I would see like a lizard just
Bro, that's funny.
strolling by.
That's how it is in Florida, big time. Because I remember middle school, I had a soccer tournament there at the ESPN.
I went to nationals for football, and it was there too.
Yeah, that whole complex is crazy.
Yeah.
We went there in middle school for a tournament, and then I remember we were staying at like this hotel, like I don't know, like this hotel complex. It was almost like a resort, almost like, and it wasn't even like hotel rooms. It was like apartments that were just next to each other. So it was really nice. And then, yeah, you just walk up the stairs and you just see a lizard on like the railing or something.
Yeah, it's
bro.
like
They're
nothing
everywhere,
new.
bro.
Nothing new.
Because to me, well, at the time I was new to that. I was like, bro, how was there just like,
Yeah.
because I don't know nothing about like tropical like creatures and shit. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, why is a fucking lizard here, bro?
Yeah, no, like the whole story around me and like my team going to nationals, bro. I don't remember like anything football wise. I just remember having fun like
Yeah.
because how it worked was that we got there and our coach was like, I don't care no matter like if we win or lose any single game we have 3 guaranteed games and we're only gonna practice twice because I don't want you guys to be focused on practice. I want you guys to be focusing on like having fun, and the point was to just have fun and like enjoy your experience because some of those kids never went to like a vacation. That was my first time at Disney World, and like
Yeah.
and he helped pay for like everyone's ticket, everyone's like hotel room and
W
everything.
coach.
Yeah, it
W
was
coach.
dude, it was crazy. So we got there and we stayed at I forgot the name of it. It's Pop Rock, something like that, right?
Okay.
Oh, Pop Century. That's what's called, Pop Century.
Okay.
So it's like different decades.
That's cool.
So it was like a 90s, a 2000s, 2010s, 80s, 70s, 60s.
That's cool.
And like the certain areas will have different types of like memorabilia. Like
Oh,
the 60s will
man.
have like those older cars.
Yeah.
The 70s will have like the booster seats. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? Like in like the diners.
Yeah.
The 80s would have something. 90s would have something. And then the 2000s, that's where we stayed.
Mm-hmm.
The pool was just set up with all of like this like these 2000s and everything.
That's cool.
And then
That's sweet.
so then we were there for about 10 days, I think. And we only played the 3 games in 2 days. So we would have 2 games one day and then 1 game one day.
Two
Yeah.
games in a day.
2 games in a day was crazy, but it was
That is
like
crazy.
so we got there like let's say Wednesday. We practiced Thursday, watched film Friday, and then Saturday was the 2 game day.
Mm-hmm.
We played at 9 a.m. and then we played again at 6 p.m.
Damn.
So we got a break in between.
That is nice.
And then Sunday was the next day, like for the games.
Mm-hmm.
So then we played that game, and then the rest of the week we had to ourselves.
That's nice.
Yeah, and
That's a sick trip.
yeah, and like our coach bought us passes,
Oh,
so we
that's
had
cool.
like day passes where you can go to like the hopping pass. So basically, you can go to each park anytime you want,
That's sick.
and everything was shuttled by Disney. Like everything,
Damn.
like you would get shuttled from the hotel to ESPN
Mm-hmm.
complex, ESPN complex to like let's say, Animal Kingdom to like the Disney Springs, which is like their mall.
Yeah.
So it was just a really cool experience.
That's sick.
Yeah, if I ever
Did you go to Universal or no?
Nah, it wasn't part of the trip. But if I ever end up going back to Florida, I'm for sure gonna go back to Disney World for at least 2 days, and then go to Universal.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
dude, that was so much fun.
Yeah, I remember I was out there in middle school for my soccer tournament, and so we had like a whole half week straight of just practices and games,
Okay.
and we got smoked in one of our games, bro. So bad, like literally the scoreboard could not count.
We lost,
their
yeah.
goals.
So we played a team in Miami. We lost like 58-0 that game.
Yeah,
I think we didn't win any of those games.
yeah,
We
bro.
like lost in overtime in one of them, and then we lost.
Damn.
We lost like it wasn't close, but it also wasn't like a 58-0. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel you. But yeah, we got there like a half a week or a week before just to have a vacation,
Yeah.
and we go to Universal. So my parents are like, "Where do you want to go?" Because it's kind of like on where I wanted to go. I was like, eh. At the time, bro, I felt like too old for Disney because I was just like, "What the hell, Mickey Mouse doing here?"
Yeah. Right.
Like I don't know. At the time, I just felt too old for Disney World, but so I chose Universal and then SeaWorld.
Okay.
I don't want to get no hate, but you know what I'm saying. SeaWorld, it's got his rep. But we go to Universal, bro, and at this point, I'm like, it's literally like a year before I actually start going on like the big roller coaster rides, bro. And the
Okay.
Hulk ride is there,
Okay.
and I saw it like go down and then up right next to the pathway. I was like, oh, that's so sick. My parents were like, you want to go on it? I was like, no, no, no. Like, I was just freaked out.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, we'll go on it. I was like, no, no. And I was like getting mad. I was like, no. And because a year later, there's a 8th grade trip to Six Flags for like 8th graders like going in high school.
Yeah.
And that's when I first go on the big rides at Six Flags Great America.
Yeah. That was like in like the spring of our 8th grade year, right?
Like the end of the year. So yeah, that's when I first went on the big kid rides. But this is a year prior where I'm like still scared of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going on the Hulk. But like the whole Universal Park is crazy. Like we went to like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. They have like their own thing there. Because the thing with like, I don't know how Disney is off the dome, but Universal is like separated by parks, but they're also like different movies or different sections.
That's how it is in Disney. So like
Okay.
Epcot was like more of like the informational center. So like a lot of people would get like food from there. So like there would be like a Indian section. There would be like a like a China section.
Yeah. Italian.
Japanese, Italian, like different types of like food from different types of the world. Like
That's cool.
you can get like dessert, like food truck type of food.
Yeah.
So that was like Epcot, and then like Magic Kingdom was like where you see like the big tower,
Yeah.
or like the big palace,
Yeah.
and then like that's where all the fireworks happen.
That's sick.
And then like that's sectioned off by like there's Disney princesses in one area, and then there's like Toy Story Land in one area, and then there's like it's all sectioned off of like what Disney stuff are you gonna go to.
That's okay.
And then
I
Animal Kingdom is more like the Animal Kingdom by far had the best rides.
Yeah.
They had the Mount Everest one, and it's like the whole setup is where you go up, and then you find out that the track is broken, so then now you're starting to go backwards. And then there's
that's crazy.
And then there's like a jump scare with like the Bigfoot and everything.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then Pandora is like the coolest thing ever. So it's, Avatar, right?
Yeah.
So the whole
have like an Avatar section.
So yeah, that section's called
That's
Pandora,
sick.
and you look around and it looks exactly like how it's set up in Avatar, like where they have like the hanging bushes, the hanging islands and everything,
that's so
off like
cool.
different types of ropes.
Yeah.
And then they have this one ride called Avatar the Ride. We didn't get to go on it because there's an 8-hour wait.
Damn.
Yeah. So basically, it's while you're walking up in the line, you can see like different types of stuff. Like you can see like what the avatar looks like.
That's cool.
You're laying down. You can see like DNA structures. You can see every like different types of avatars like broken down to like see different types of stuff.
That's
and
sick.
then you get to the actual ride, and you put on goggles, and you're on like a bike thing, right? And then in the goggles,
like VR.
Yeah, it's like VR, and then you're like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it moves you, and it's like you're on an actual dragon or like whatever. I don't know. I don't watch
cool.
Avatar, but like
Right.
the actual thing
Those
that
like
they ride.
bird dragon thing.
Yeah.
That's
so
sick.
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things that probably compares to that Avatar is the Harry Potter at Universal.
Okay.
So I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. Like I haven't watched every single movie start to end.
Me neither.
But there's a cool little workshop.
Okay.
And so they make it so that it's like the town. It's like this little like medieval town. I don't know. I'm gonna get all
like
these names
Hogwarts?
wrong. Right.
Okay.
And they have like, fake snow on top, and then they have like the dragon on top, like breathing down like a flame.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you could buy 2 different types of wands. So they have this like little wand shop when you first enter like the whole environment.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either get one that doesn't do anything, but then you can get one for, like more expensive that actually has a sensing, like at the very tip of the wand, it like senses things. So when you go around the island, or not the island, around the thing,
Yeah.
you can point it at things and it'll sense it and it'll like move stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just get a wand. I'm not trying to waste time. I'm just trying to see some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I want to get to like everything as much as I could. So I just got like a regular one that didn't do anything. But it was cool because it was like the wands had the different, like it had like weight to it. I'm not gonna lie, it had
Really?
like some weight to it. Yeah.
Okay.
And they were made really good. And I think I just got like a Harry Potter one because like the 3 characters, like with the girl and the redheaded guy.
Okay, yeah. I'll pretend.
Yeah, they have different like sections of their wands. So I don't know the other 2 names, but there's like Harry Potter wands, and then like the girls' wands, and then the redheaded guy's wands. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then also Transformers the ride, bro. Dude,
Ooh, I heard about that.
I'm a huge Transformers fan, so like
Me
the
too.
ride was crazy, bro. So You're in this. Have you ever been on that Justice League ride at Six Flags Great America?
You're gonna have to describe it.
Okay, so pretty much it's not just like a roller coaster, like like the just like where you're outside and you're in a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's within this building, and you get into this ride, and you share. It's like a 2 row. It's like really wide, but it's
Okay.
2 rows,
Yeah.
and you share it with other people, and pretty much you're moving within this building, and there's all these cinematics that are going on around you,
Yeah.
and pretty much the cart moves to like the story, so it'll like tilt, go forward, backwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it'll like do like this whole like circuit thing. And one of the craziest parts, bro, was when you're driving through a building and then you just fall, and it
Oh.
literally makes you feel like you're fall. So you're like, it's like raising up like this, like as
Yeah.
you're like falling.
Mm-hmm.
And my dude, when I was in that ride, bro, my stomach dropped, bro. I was like,
So is it like the giant drop or?
kinda. I mean, not as big, but
Oh.
it's just like a simulated, like you're falling out of a building. But it was cool because it was like Bumblebee fighting. They were all fighting Megatron,
Okay.
and they're like protecting you or something.
Yeah.
Because I think you're like, I don't know, holding something important. I
You're
don't
Sam
know.
Witwicky at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was in that, but didn't
We'll
add
pretend we'll pretend that you were Sam.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude. Now that like you were talking about it, I remember like a lot of the rides, and my favorite rides were all in. So I talked about the Mount Everest ride.
Yeah.
That was in Animal Kingdom. Magic Kingdom had the Toy Story ride where you got in, and like how it's set up is that you're in a car,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like multiple cars, and it's a 3-person seat.
Okay.
So there would be 1, 2, 3, and
Yeah.
each person had like a little gun
Oh, that's cool.
like attached.
Yeah.
So now you're like going through and like like the aliens from like the claw machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically shooting them off like you're
Oh,
in
that's
like the
cool.
claw machine and stuff, and you're trying to get out of the claw machine. And then
That's
there's
funny.
in Animal Kingdom there's this Jurassic Park ride,
That's cool.
and it's like you're in actual safari. Like it takes you outside into like an actual safari area,
Oh,
and there's
snap.
like actual animatronics that would like pop up and scare you, and like they wouldn't grab
Damn.
you, but like
Right.
they're like actual animatronics like coming at you and stuff. And then it turns around, and then like you just see the T-Rex start chasing us.
Damn.
Yeah, and then you come back, dude. The setup was crazy.
That is sick. Yeah.
And then so then there's this other ride.
Yeah.
I think that you would have liked this ride because it was like cars.
Who walking their dog, bro? What the hell?
So yeah, it was like cars.
Cars,
But,
yeah,
like-
bro. I've seen that everywhere.
But
dude.
it was like NASCARs, like the NASCAR cars.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? So it was
NASCAR
actually
cars, yeah.
So you would get in the car, and it's like you're in an actual NASCAR like track, and then
that's cool.
you just kept going around in like an actual loop, and it tells you the miles per hour that because you design your car like while you're waiting in line.
Yeah.
While you're waiting in line, there's different like in one area you're designing this part of the car.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the next area, you design like the color of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Next area, you're like what types of tires you want on the car and stuff, right? So you're in your own personalized car inside of the track, and then while you're going, it tracks your miles per hour.
That's cool.
So like mine hit like 57 miles an hour. I was like, oh my god, that's so fast.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and then like the actual ball thing you've seen at Epcot,
Yeah.
it's an actual ride, but it sucks.
What? That's cool.
It's like it's like a really slow like spiral type of ride, and it's just information about like Disney and all that, like the history of Disney. So it was boring.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. There's another ride. They just closed it down, the Tower of Terror. So it's like, do you know the Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm.
So they set up like a whole thing about the Twilight Zone in the beginning. You go inside and it's like a hotel.
Right.
Like it's set up like an old hotel, and like you get in there, and then now you're in like an actual like seat, and it's a row of like 10 people, and then there's the 10 people behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're in this like thing, right? And then you go up.
Yeah, you're in the thing, right?
Yeah. So you're in the, I don't know how to explain it. You're in like that. It's not like a car, but it's not. Okay, so the best way to describe it is like giant drop setup. Like, don't you like how it's like looped around?
Yeah, I got you.
But instead of looping around, it's straight.
Oh, okay.
So you have your own like
little
seat, right? So now while you're going up, you can see like different floors and like different rooms and stuff, right?
Oh,
And then you get to one room or like one floor, and you can see like these like little ghost kids start running at you. As soon as you see it, there's a huge drop.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then then like the hotel starts malfunctioning, and then like they go back up, and then they start dropping even more. You go back up, you
Oh,
drop more, you go up. It's like it was crazy.
why'd they close it down?
For Star Wars World,
Oh, the Star
cause
Wars. Yeah, with the Millennium Falcon.
yeah, cause I went
Dude,
there.
yeah.
I went there
That's
6
way
years ago.
better.
Yeah, I went there 6 years ago, and
Yeah.
I think they just recently, like 2021, they got rid of it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Star Wars stuff is cool. I would definitely go to Disney for that.
We gotta make like don't check how we make the plans in the group chat. We gotta
We
make
gotta
one
make
of
it out
these.
the group chat.
We gotta make it out the group
We
chat.
gotta
on this
make it
one.
out the group chat for sure.
So
bro.
like, what I'm thinking is
I'm
that we should
super down.
we should go for
So
like
down.
what you think 2 weeks, right? We do like a week at Disney,
Yeah, Disney.
and then we do a week at Universal.
Down, bro. Cause dude, you like when you enter Universal, it's just so cool. So you're going down you're like walking kind of downwards,
Yeah.
and then like there's just like a bridge thing, and it
Okay.
has like "Welcome to Universal," and then it's just all restaurants and shops.
Ooh.
It's like a really cool entrance.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like, oh, dope, let me take a picture type of thing.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Disney's expensive as hell.
Oh yeah,
Like-
what is it, like $10 for a fucking water or something? Like,
Yeah, no, like even
Probably.
like the day tickets, like the hopper tickets,
mhm.
they're more expensive because it's like the premium. But if you
Yeah.
want like general admission, it's cheaper, but it's still expensive as hell.
Oh yeah,
And then you
all
have to,
that
if
stuff
you stay in like
taxed.
an actual like Disney resort hotel, they give you different perks, which actually are
That's
legit.
cool.
But it's like 10 G's, like upwards of 10 G's, bro. Like that's how much my family ended up paying for, like, because there were 6 of us that went,
Yeah,
and they didn't. So like, there's 4 of them that weren't on the team, obviously, and then there's
Mhm.
2 of us that were on the team. So ours was cheaper,
right.
because coach already paid for like,
That's for 6 people.
yeah. So coach
Damn.
paid for like like all of our stuff, right? So then for them 4 to go, they paid. It wasn't actually 10 G's, but I'm just like rounding up.
I got you.
But it was like they stayed, they did everything, and that's how much they paid.
oh man,
Yeah.
well, it kind of makes me feel better because I mean, if we went, it would be cheaper than that
Yeah,
for sure.
because my dad paid for everyone in general. Like it's not like he's like one by one each person per person
Yeah.
type thing. But after this, we can check it out,
I'm
see how much it
down.
is.
I'm super down. Yeah, bro. But there's big news in the sports world right now.
Yeah, freaking John Morant, bro.
What you think about that?
Dude, I've been seeing all these like TikToks and like Instagram reels of the 8 Mile, so like the final rap battle.
Yeah,
And
you sent me that video,
yeah.
bro. I've
So
seen that. That's
it's
so
it's
funny.
basically the final rap battle in 8 Mile, but instead of who he's dissing, Clarence,
Yeah.
it's Ja Morant.
Yeah.
And like he went to a private school.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in a gated community. He has both loving parents.
Yes, bro.
And like I don't know what else. They used to take like the summer or like the Christmas card pictures. They used to
Yeah.
take all that stuff. Like you can see pictures of John Morant like wearing polos and stuff.
Yeah, bro.
You have $200 million now. Like you have all this money in the world, and you basically want to throw it away by what? Flexing your 45mm gun.
Yeah, bro.
Like
That's lame. That's
at
stupid.
least have like a cool looking gun. You know what I mean? Like at least make it look cool. His
Yeah.
gun was like this big. It was like the little pocket rocket.
Oh.
It was like this big. And he's like flexing it on Instagram live. I'm like, bro, it would be a lot cooler if it was like a nice big ass gun.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
I don't know why he would do that. I've seen a lot of like big people talk about it, and they've made a lot of sense about it. I think it's a very unintelligent move because think about it. You know, you're working your ass off your whole life to pretty much get in the position you're in and get the hype you got.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to, like, now that you did make it and now that you're in that position to, you know, let's say if you did grow up in the hood, now you're out the hood.
What's the point of going back?
Why would you want to, yeah, exactly. Why would you want to flash that lifestyle
Yeah.
to the world, bro?
Right. Because
Like, I don't get it.
I've seen like the TikTok comment sections are hilarious, bro. Because they're like, bro, doing the reverse. You going back to the hood?
Yeah, honestly, bro, that's what it looked like, dude.
Because
That's what it looked like.
I don't know how he didn't face any charges with beating up a 17-year-old. Did you see that?
What?
So during a pickup game, this was like the first thing that came out.
Uh-huh.
So during a pickup game, he ended up fighting a 17-year-old kid. Beat
Is
him
this
up.
is this part of his suspension too?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which the 2-game suspension, which
Yeah,
is
not
stupid,
shit.
right?
Yeah, not shit.
But yeah, so basically he beat up a 17-year-old, right?
Damn.
And then he don't check how people flash their guns, right? Like where they
Yeah.
pull up their shirt and then you
Right.
can see it.
Right.
He did that, but I'm guessing it was a 45 pocket rocket. But it was like,
Oh my god.
Like, bro-
See, I didn't even know about the 17-year-old part. Now he.
yeah,
Oh my.
that was like the first thing
God,
that came out
bro.
first. And then after that, like 2 days later, he was on IG Live.
Damn.
Yeah, so bro, like I don't know what's going on. He needs to get checked out
And a
by a
2-game suspension
psychologist
for that.
Yeah,
Not enough, bro.
I know. And then like the Grizzlies, like their TikTok account, I don't know who runs it, but all they've been doing is posting about like how much they love Ja Morant. But it's like different types of like big plays that he's made, like the one that was quote unquote dunk of the year where he went over somebody and it was like a crazy dunk from the block.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he has made some crazy dunks.
and they were like, oh my god, Ja the savior. Yes, oh
Ja
my
the
god.
savior, yes. We love our man who
We love
flashes
our guy.
his guns and
Yeah.
beats up 17-year-old kids
See,
at pickup games.
I think like the best way to describe Ja Morant now, I would say, is like Derrick Rose.
he's a phony, bro.
Yeah, because Derrick Rose grew up in the streets.
Yeah.
He went to Simeon High School. He got out the hood
Yeah.
by going to Memphis.
Right.
He forged like all of his SAT scores. He forged all of his like standardized test scores to get into Memphis. Right.
Mhm.
Somebody else took it for him,
Right.
and then he graduated from Memphis. Probably same bullshit, like
Mhm.
where somebody took all of his tests because he was that good.
Yeah.
Went to the Bulls, became the youngest MVP, won Rookie of the Year. Never talked about like his hood life. He never talked about like flashing a gun on anybody. He would
Mhm.
always do his stuff privately.
Mhm.
All of like the business he had to take care of outside of like the court, he did it privately.
Mhm.
Not, going live on Instagram, flashing your gun,
right.
trying
to act all hard.
to act all hard, trying to wear like different chains
Mhm.
to represent something else.
Right. Yeah,
It's just dumb. Like Shannon Sharp,
Very dumb.
like on First Take, or no, not First Take. It's Undisputed.
Yeah.
So it's Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless,
yeah. I've seen
and
those.
both of them hit the whatever that term is, but hit the hammer on the nail or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, because
Hit
he
the
was
nail
like
on the head or something.
hit the nail on the head, because Shannon Sharp was like, you're making $200 million, right? You're a black man that's worked so hard, and now, like it or not, you're a role model for the black community, and this is what you're trying to show.
Yep.
No matter how much you want to be a quote unquote like gangsta at that point,
Mm-hmm.
you can't, because you have all these little young black kids that are looking at you specifically because you're one of, like, they feel like they can be like you, and you're showing that, oh, it's okay to flash a gun. It's okay to, when you're over 18, to beat up a 17-year-old over a pickup basketball game.
Yeah.
So-
Over a pickup basketball game, bro.
Yeah.
How like I don't want to say I'm mad at him or I'm upset with him. I just feel bad for him.
Yeah.
That's just because there's literally I mean, I don't know his life either. He could be going through something, but there's just like no excuse for even apologizing, bro. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you apologize.
He didn't even apologize. That's the crazy thing.
Even
Yeah.
worse, bro.
Right.
Because, I mean, hey, I don't know everything. Hey, I literally just found out he beat up a 17-year-old
Yeah,
kid
right.
literally
Yeah, exactly.
literally a few minutes ago. So,
Yeah.
like, there's just nothing to really replace that, bro. And that whole Grizzlies team, too, is just phonies, bro. Like, I don't have any respect for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
I remember when they were trying to act all hard with Shannon Sharp, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I saw...
Ja Morant's dad pulled up and everything.
Yeah, bro. I remember, I remember, a week later, it said... Memphis Grizzlies after Shannon Sharp incident. It said 0-5.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, what? Like, how do you? Oh, like just because they want to act all tough, but they don't do anything.
Right.
That's how I feel like Ja Morant was. Like,
Yeah.
like you act all hard, you flash a gun, but you don't do anything.
Right.
Oh, but you beat up a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
Okay.
exactly. Like, go fight an actual gang war at that point.
Yeah,
if you're
bro.
actually gonna be part of that life, go to like the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
Like
And if
go
and if you
go
just
to like
and if you
Parkway
dr-
Gardens.
if you drop him off in that environment, he's gonna come crawling back to Memphis.
That's what I'm
bro.
saying. Oh yeah, and I think it's because of Memphis. Like Memphis is the whole city itself is basically like the south side of Chicago.
Oh, pretty much.
So
yeah.
I think maybe just the city itself, which
But
I still think is stupid.
That's no excuse, bro.
Right.
Because again, if you're making these hundreds of millions of dollars, you have the money to
200
get
million
out of that.
$200 million.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Like you have the money to get out of that,
Exactly.
bro. Like
Yeah.
I'll never understand why he did any of that.
Yeah.
And for a 2-game suspension,
Yeah.
they
Like
will suspend you 1 game for beating up a minor.
shame on the NBA.
You
for
flashed
that,
a
bro.
gun on Instagram Live. I would just give you another game suspension. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like, bro. You should not let him play the.
Fine him,
I would fine him
then suspend him for at least a month.
at least the rest of the season.
At least.
I'm a little too cruel with the little.
But the thing is, at least
right?
they're saying 2 games. Like
Yeah,
he'll be back in.
he'll be back in what 3 days?
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back on today's what, Thursday. He'll be back on Saturday.
Yeah,
So, like, what are we doing here?
that's just the thing with the whole sports thing and like the NBA. Everything's gone in my eyes too political
Yeah,
and too soft.
yeah. Political wise, man. Yeah, like, have you seen the stuff with Kyrie?
Is there anything recently on him?
It's like the anti-Semitic stuff.
I've heard about that, but I haven't done any.
I
research
didn't
on
do
it.
any research on it, so I'm not gonna really talk about it. But so basically Nike dropped him.
Yeah. I
So
know
now
about
what
that.
he does is that he tapes over like
Yeah.
his actual shoe and
I've
puts
seen that.
actual like meaningful quotes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing is that he's Muslim, so respect.
Yeah.
And like he always says like we will never be free or like something like really deep.
Mm-hmm.
And he always tapes it on like here
where
and then
the,
here
where the logo's
where
at,
the
yeah.
logo's at.
Right.
And it like that's what I like about Kyrie is that he's not afraid to speak his mind no matter how much the NBA tries to cancel it.
Yeah. I just this stuff I feel like sports leagues have just gone too political. They've brought too much outside things that have nothing to do with the basketball. Cause like, bro, when I go to a Bulls game,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of anything else besides basketball, bro.
Right.
Like I'm going there to I want to see the 6 trophies that MJ won.
Right.
I want to go see, Adam Levine, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic.
Zach
play.
Levine, but yeah.
Oh, Zach Levine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Shout out Adam Levine. He's a fire singer though.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Zach Levine. But like, bro, I'm like going to see a Bulls game to see the Bulls game, bro. Like, I don't want to see any of this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then going on the too soft part, they call too many calls, and this is happening like with the NFL too. I don't watch NHL or MLB,
Me
so
neither.
I can't speak for them. But I just know like NBA and NFL, bro, they're just getting too soft. Like,
Yeah.
it's I just, and then there's like, so they want to put more calls on certain penalties or fouls,
Mm-hmm.
and then when something worse happens than that, then they don't want to call it.
Yeah.
That I feel like when leagues make the league too soft,
Yeah.
it makes it, one, less enjoyable to watch,
Mhm.
and two, much more conflicted with the calls.
Yeah.
Because there may be some ref that sees something, decides to let it go, but
Right.
it was worse than what another ref the other day called. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. So
I
you
just,
can't have equal calling with each ref.
right.
So which is dumb. Like
It's just human error.
your point specifically. I don't know if you've seen like the one where like LeBron's like spazzing out where he's like freaking out about like a foul.
that,
You know what I'm
bro?
talking about?
Yeah.
So like
That's like
so-
the biggest, that's probably the game I've seen with like the biggest Lakers versus refs, bro.
it was dude because like so
Like-
Jason Tatum went up for a regular layup, right? Anthony Davis has his hands up
Doesn't get
and
touched.
he doesn't even like touch him. Like he doesn't touch him with the body at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's fading back. like
Yeah.
this. And then when he fades back, he tries to like get rid of the contact,
Mhm.
and they still call a foul.
Yep.
And then there's another one where
Dennis Schroeder.
so I forgot what he did, but they ended up calling a foul on Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
And then after that, for the game-winning layup, like no matter how much I think Jordan's better than LeBron. This was some bullshit.
Lego.
Cause he went up for like a regular layup. It was a perfect setup. Like they set him up perfectly on the inbound, right?
Yep.
He goes up. Jason Tatum swipes down, smacks his hand like legit.
Literally smacks his arm.
Literally smacks his arm.
Yeah.
Like it's a clean call, like clean cut call. Like it's right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
No call.
And what's crazy about that game specifically is because of how obvious the calls were.
Mm-hmm.
You had the most pristine angles to show.
Right.
Like AD wasn't a foul. Dennis Schroeder was not a foul. LeBron James was a foul. You had the most clear-cut, pristine angles, and the refs still managed to fuck it up.
And like, did you see like Patrick Beverly got a tech for that?
Yeah, he brought a camera
over.
over.
Camera out and showed like, bro, this is literally a foul and you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him a tech, which was the most deserved. Because I feel like
that makes sense.
I feel like Pat Bev, he definitely should have done that.
Yeah.
Like no matter how bad it was.
I mean, hey, I understand
a
why
fine's
he
a
did
fine.
that.
A fine's a fine, but
Right.
shit, I'm taking that fine because
yeah, bro.
I'm gonna show you how wrong you are.
Exactly. Like it's completely understandable why Patrick Beverly, especially Patrick Beverly, acted like that. And
welcome to the Bulls, by the way.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's so understandable that he did that. And I mean, I would take the tech too.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, what's a tech gonna do?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not-
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
the
out the
end of the
game.
game. It's the end of the game. Like
It's
they
the end of
can't
the
find
game.
you.
Yeah, it's at the end of the game. I'm not out the game. Give me the tech. I don't care. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how like dumb you look.
Right.
And I think one thing I really hoped was, like, I hope just the refs looked, because actually I do want to know, like, if the commissioner is watching these games, bro,
Yeah.
and he saw that game, do you think he said anything to the refs?
Probably not. I hate the commissioner, bro. His bald headed ass. I hate him so much, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't know if he talked to them or not. I would hope he would. I mean, maybe not a fine, but I would say, like, you guys sucked in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I at least as a commissioner for the NBA, I would definitely say something. I'd be like, I just want to, like, have a meeting with y'all.
Yeah.
That was a shit performance. Like, you guys sucked as refs. Like, I would have said something like that.
Like, bro, like it's still a job. Like,
Right.
obviously there's a boss,
Uh-huh.
and like they're the employees, and if
Right.
you underperform as an employee, what happens? You get fired,
Right.
or you get like some type of punishment,
Right.
right? So, like, there's like final notices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He could have at least done that,
Mhm.
but man, this is why I miss David Stern, R.I.P.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace.
But David Stern, man, like no matter how much bullshit that he had like going on in his personal life, he was always up front and he loved the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Adam Silver, bro, like he just cares about the money and the corporation.
I mean, that's all these commissioners want. I mean, especially Roger Goodell, bro. It's like,
Oh, I hate Roger Goodell too. Man.
like, it's all about the money. It's all about the exposure. I mean, just bottom line, me personally, I think all these sports leagues are becoming less entertaining, more soft, just more nonsense kind of evolves around.
Yeah.
I mean, like, bro, I just miss, like, just being a kid and, watching, like, Kobe and, Derrick Rose on the Bulls. Like, I miss watching, like,
Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks, that was different level.
bro.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. LeBron and the Heat, too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I just miss, like, especially, like, football, too. Like, like with Devin Hester, bro.
Devin Hester,
Like,
yeah.
I remember me and my dad would go to my dad's friend's house, bro, and I'd just be, like, a little kid. And I would just, like, watch the game, bro, and I just see Devin Hester just returning punt yards like a
To the
child gets
crib.
candy on Halloween, bro. Like,
To the
it's just
crib.
every time, bro. Like,
Charles Tillman, Tim Jennings.
yep.
Jay Cutler was the quarterback at the time, man. Matt Forte was the
Yeah,
running
bro.
back.
Matt Forte, yes,
Greg
bro.
Greg Olson was our tight end.
Yep.
Man.
Those are the days, bro. But, like, I just see, like, and maybe, I mean, even at that point in time, it was, football's more softer than it was in the 80s and 90s, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, I think even just growing up, honestly, is just a part of seeing more behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially with, like, social media, too, because that's exposing a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, maybe the NBA has been like this for decades, but, or at least since, like, 2000 or something, and maybe we're just seeing it now, but I don't know.
Because, like, It's not political, but like Ben Shapiro said this as a quote.
Mm-hmm.
They always say, "Oh, bring me back. Like I wish I was born in this era, this era, this era."
Yeah.
Like let's say like the '60s, right? I want to be born in the '60s. Everyone wants to be born in the '60s, the '70s, right? What good happened in the '60s and '70s? Nothing.
Right.
It was all segregation.
Right.
Like Martin Luther King, all that like civil rights movement, everything was going on at that time. But the reason why we want to go back to that time is because that's when we felt innocent.
Yeah.
Where we had that innocent mind where like there's nothing political going on and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what we miss as sports fans is like being an innocent sports fan where
Yeah, bro.
all it is just a game, not anything around it. It was just whatever's going on in the game, what happens in the game, end of the game.
Right. And that's I mean, me and you, like we're growing up as kids who played sports, bro. Like, when did you first start playing sports in your whole life? How old were you?
I started playing flag football when I was 4, 5.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started playing baseball when I was 5.
Right.
And every year after that, it was a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, football, big one, soccer, even bigger. Like, like we're just growing up with sports, bro. Like, I don't want to see any of this outside shit inside a game, bro. Like, I'm here to see, hopefully, my home team to win, bro. Like I'm playing, I'm going out to the soccer game I'm going out Friday Night Lights, bro. Like, to beat the team, bro. Like, I'm not trying to bring all that outside stuff in, because then it just, I don't want to say it kills it.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill the experience, because at the end of the day, like, we're playing football. I'm just blessed, to have done that.
Yeah.
But it's just like an outside thing that just has no correlation. Like, it's like, bro, just leave that for another time. Right now, it's all about football.
Yeah.
So,
like,
or any sport.
It was always like, oh, if you have any bullshit, leave it in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, I remember what coach used to say is, leave the bullshit in the locker room. No matter who you hate on this team, no matter what happens to this team, all you're focusing on now is the person in front of you, the person next to you on your right, and the person on your left. You guys are going to hook arms.
Yep.
And as soon as you hook arms, everything goes out the window.
Yep.
And that's when we would walk out the locker room, and he used to say that before every game.
Yeah.
And that, like, now I see why he said it, because now I feel like I live my life like that.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever I focus myself, like anytime I get into like a debate or an argument, I take my feelings out of it and I put my mind and logic into it.
Yeah.
And I would always like want to thank coach for that, because he taught, like, no matter how much he was hard on me and stuff, he always taught me life lessons that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So
yeah, that's just the one thing about like coaches and stuff, especially like when you're kids, is like how big of an impact they can have.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things. Like, me currently, bro, I think the best coach I've ever had was my dad, bro.
Really?
I remember when I played like Pee Wee football, he was my head coach. So when I was like a baby, bro, like in elementary, I played football for 4 years, and like 3 of the 4 years my dad was like the head football coach.
Yeah.
And then the last year I played, he was just like an assistant coach. But he was, I feel like kids nowadays and parents nowadays will look at my dad and be like, he's too hard on the kid.
Yeah.
He's too hard on the kid.
I would agree the same thing with my dad.
Why is he yelling at the kids like that?
Yeah.
But back in that time, bro, that's what you needed, bro. That's what makes the people like us today.
Yeah.
Like, I remember not that long ago, maybe a year or two ago, me and my dad are at a restaurant, and the waitress that's going to take our order comes up. He's like, are you, then my dad's name, and he's like, yeah. And then he's like, my son played for you, when we were little, like 7 or 8. Yeah. He's like, my son played for you and this and that. And I was like, oh, that's sick. Like, there's like literally kids our age, bro. Like, whether they're still in high school or, in college now, like they'll literally go up to my dad and be like, you're my football coach when we were a kid. I just want to say thank you for everything.
Right.
So it's like all these parents nowadays would like probably attack my dad for how he coached back in the day. But like now, like, man, the kids loved it, bro. Like,
nobody else like outside would understand how much the coach means to the actual player.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching from the outside in, you're not gonna see like the stuff that our coaches would do for us. Like, especially in high school, where our high school coach would he would take time out of his day. So like, I remember playoff week. Yeah. He so as soon as I came out of my second period class, he pulled me into his room, and he was like, "Are you ready? Like, how are you feeling?" and like he would always ask me how am I feeling, like where's my mental state at, and then he's always just watching film, and he would show me like different types of like things that they're showing and like what will be seen at the game, and I feel like that helped me figure out, oh, I need to have a set schedule for myself, because in college all that shit's out the window.
Yeah.
There's no set times of when you have to go, right? You schedule it yourself.
Yeah.
And then you got to work your way around it.
Yep.
So I feel like being in an organized sport, no matter what it was, football, basketball, whatever, it helped me understand that I need to focus on the task at hand.
Yeah.
And then worry about everything else later.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think just the relationship between like a coach and a player is just so like important, even to the player's like upbringing too. And I think like, you know, if everything at home isn't the greatest, you know, you have the coach to fall back on. You have those practices to really connect with the coach and, you know, kind of just be coached. Because let's say you have a kid who doesn't have the best home situation and his dad's not really there all the time, and you know he's not really giving his son advice like he should be.
Yeah.
Kid goes to practices that the mom takes him to, and you know you have the coach teaching him everything, and he's giving those like long spiels about, you know, in life, yada yada yada, and this and that, and then you know the kid listens to that, you know, and then he has something to go home with, you know, before he goes to sleep every day. So I just think like the whole coach and player relationship is so important, especially like, you know, and I think another thing that sucks too is that there's just bad coaches out there.
Yeah.
You know, they
completely ruin the sport for the kid.
Yeah, they can completely ruin the sport for the kid. They can just coach it totally wrong, coach it not good enough, which sucks because it's like you don't want to end up with those coaches. But I mean, I'll say this right now. I mean, you know, playing high school ball, we definitely are very lucky with the coaches we had.
Yeah.
And especially like with my dad coaching me, I was very lucky to have him coach me, you know, for those years that I played. Especially my brother too, because my brother played he started probably when he was like 7 or 8, and he played through like high school. Yeah. Yeah, he played all those years, and then I kind of just took that break for soccer. But yeah.
Yeah, because I would say like the best coach that I had was also my dad. Because he was basically the head coach of every sport I played. Yeah. He was the head coach for like football. He was the head coach for basketball. He was the head coach for any other sport I played. And then like he stopped when I went to like when I started playing middle school basketball. He was not my basketball coach anymore. But like I would still like even to this day, like anytime I'm in football, like let's say at, like senior year of high school, or like anytime it was Friday night lights, every single time I'll step on the field, I would always look back in the stands and look for my dad.
Yeah.
Or I'd look for my mom.
Gotta look for the family, bro.
Because then if I see him and he's like chilling, and I'll be like, okay, I'm playing decent enough. Yeah. And also the thing was like my dad also did the chains for like football games. Yeah. So like I would like make a tackle on the sideline, and then he'll tell me what I'm doing wrong, and like he'll be like, pick your shit up. Yeah. And like when I dislocated my shoulder during the playoff game, he goes, get up, it's not the time to be hurt. So then after I got hurt,
badass dad.
I remember hearing that, and I was like, no matter if my dad said it or not, I heard it. Right. So then I get up, I go to the trainer, and I was like, I don't give a fuck, like, just let me back in the game. I go back in the game, you know, finish out the game. Man, my shoulder's done. Yeah. But it was the last game of my senior year, so I mean, it is what it is. Even like in college, shit, I don't play, but I still look for my parents just to make sure, like, you know, hey, are they here? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Because it's kind of weird. You know, it's good that you mentioned that, because like I would be looking for my parents too, and I feel like if a kid looks up in I mean, at least for me, if I looked up in the stands and I didn't see my parents or anybody that like I was friends with or family with in the stands, bro, I'd feel just like kind of like a sense of like loss and like
damn,
the game.
I suck.
Not even that, but also just like, you know, if I did play bad, then I'd be more hard on myself. But I just feel like I'm like alone out there. But I would know if I looked up in the stands and I saw my family there, especially like, you know, even more family than I thought was gonna be there. Yeah. Then I'd be like, you know, I feel like more than one. Damn, I'm fucking voice cracking, bro. Yeah. I feel like more than one on the field, bro.
Yeah, like I feel like the more family members came to the game, the more proud I felt being on the field. Right. Just because I'm like, wow, I'm the first person in my family to like play varsity football, or like I'm the first person in my family to get a scholarship. That's how I felt, and it was just like the best feeling in the world. Yeah. When they would show up to the games. Would you? So here's a question for you.
What's up?
So do you want kids? Obviously, like I'm gonna ask that first, right?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm not thinking of kids right now. Obviously,
Right.
I'm way too young for that. But
Mm-hmm.
I would assume sometime down the road I'll have kids.
Would you coach your kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I wouldn't,
You wouldn't?
cause like I've seen what my dad went through,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to coach us.
Mm-hmm.
It became more of like a
Like a job.
so like the coaching when he would coach on the field, I would still see him as a coach in the household. Like you know what I mean? Like it was
Oh,
not
okay.
like it was not like a father son relationship. It was more of like a coach player relationship.
I got you.
And I feel like I'm getting more closer to my dad now just because he's not coaching me anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't want to put that on my kid where I'm coaching him.
Mm-hmm.
But if worst case scenario, like I miss coaching, I'm not going to
Yeah.
coach him. I'm going to coach like another league or something.
Right.
But I'll still obviously go to his games and like give him my feedback. 'Cause I know what I'm doing. I went to college.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm going to give him my input, but
Right.
I just feel like I don't want to have like the favoritism of like daddy ball and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand that. I think, yeah, for me, it was never really like that. You know, as soon as the game ended, you know,
Yeah.
and I got in the car and sat just with my parents.
The talks.
One of those talks were,
Legendary.
if you didn't play sports, bro, you guys wouldn't understand, bro. But I feel like, you know, when I was like at home after the game or something or after practice, like, I mean, I still felt like a father-son relationship.
Mhm.
I didn't feel really the coach-player,
Yeah.
unless like if my dad ever brought up something about the game of football, then it's like it's almost like a switch.
Yeah.
It's like coach-player when you
Mhm.
talk about football,
Yeah.
you know, and then it's just like anything else, like if it's anything else not sports related, then it's like father-son for me.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mhm.
I couldn't say I went kind of through that like
Yeah.
you have.
Right.
But it definitely makes sense why you think that for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I would just coach my sons because one, I'd probably feel better that I'm coaching my sons.
Yeah.
So it's like if they're saying they learned something the way, I would know that if I taught them or not.
Yeah.
So
If I not Loki, like if there was a dumbass coach out there,
Yeah.
I'm stepping in.
Yes,
I'm
bro.
stepping in at that point.
that's
'cause,
what
like,
I'm saying, bro.
If like okay, so here let me backtrack. If the head coach or like whatever coach is coaching my son says some bullshit or like
Yeah.
he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing,
Right.
I'm stepping in.
That's what I'm saying. That's like probably the biggest reason why I'd coach my kids. Like, and I don't care if I got to stay up late to like 1, 2 in the morning trying to coach or like figure out practice plans or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'd feel better if I coach my kids because like I said just now, like if they said they were taught something but they weren't taught that way to do something,
Mhm.
I would know it or not.
Right.
So I feel like although I'm putting the responsibility of coaching my kids, but like I would know.
What you're teaching.
I would know what they're being taught. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't want no stupid ass coach like coaching my son, bro. Like
Put your
yeah.
head down when you tackle.
yeah, just some completely like just some dumbass shit like that. Like if he tells him to like just go through the and you got to also see how they deliver the message
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Like if you're not like, all right, you're going to take the ball and you're going up the 2 gap.
Mhm.
Just obviously wasn't good deliverance, but
Yeah.
something like that. Or they're like, so you're just gonna take the ball and you're just gonna run through the 2 gap, and then over there he's gonna run and
Mhm.
try to make a tackle on you.
Yeah.
You
Like,
see the difference?
I know,
Like
yeah.
you have to like assert the order to them so
Yeah.
that they know what to do,
Mhm.
rather than just like this is what we're doing. Like just more laid back. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing with coaching. It's just like it's like it's like very like forceful. It's
Mhm.
it's almost like the military. Obviously, there's
Well, yeah.
nothing compares to the military, but you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It's
know what
like,
you mean.
It's like you give them an order to do something and they have to do it,
They have to do it. Yeah.
and they're gonna have to do it the right way, or they're gonna have to do it every time until they get it done the right
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would just trust. Cause me, like I'm a hands-on guy. Like
Yeah.
I don't like when somebody does something for me.
Mhm.
I would be like, just to know it's done properly, I want to do it myself.
Right.
So that's just how I would feel about coaching my kids.
And I feel like I'm too competitive to where I can't be a soft coach.
Yeah.
I'm way too competitive to be like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's okay, Billy.
Yeah.
It's okay that you missed the tackle. No, I'm not gonna cuss the kid out, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be like, yo, what the hell you
Yeah.
doing?
Like,
Make
what
the
are you
play.
doing? Yeah. It's sitting right in front of you. You got to go make the play. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, this conversation was good, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we're getting more comfortable talking in front of a camera.
Yeah, bro. I mean, dude, I have the window open over there.
Yeah.
Still feel a little hot.
Really?
Yeah, maybe next episode. Probably have a t-shirt on. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So once again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on all socials at the A15 Podcast. Share this episode. Do what you usually do. Make sure to watch. Also, we don't care.
Thing.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck if there's any hate comments because
No.
it adds to our timeline. Like no matter what you think it does.
Yeah.
Like, oh, boo-hoo, I feel bad. No.
Appreciate you. We appreciate
you're
you.
adding to our timeline, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. So.
Hey, monetization, bro.
Because, for example, we posted a short today, or we posted a short yesterday, and it was at like 500 views, right, in like 8 hours.
Right.
And then I looked at the comment, and the comment was posted 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So then I turned my phone off, and then 8 hours later, it bumped up to 1,000.
Yeah.
So then I feel like the more comments we get, the more views we get. So keep commenting.
If y'all wanna comment some hate, we appreciate it.
Please do it.
Please do it. We're actually asking for it, so it can bump our views up. You know?
Keep calling me Nev, please.
Yes. And again, this is root beer. This is an actual beer. So if you say something about beer to me,
it's root beer.
I'm ending the relationship me and you have. So no, I'm playing.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week.
All right. We'll see y'all.
All right.